Hey, 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 rolling, rolling, rolling. Rolling, rolling, rolling. Something, something, something. We're back. All right, so we got another question to answer. And here we are, question numero dos, number 2 of the day. All right, let's give a big shout out there to Tim and Jim who asked me this question. They wanted to know about this question. I mean, they are already legally married. They're happy. They even have residency in Mexico already. They're just fans of the show, and they wanted to know about this because this is actually a question that I actually have been asked a few times by other individuals out there, and I was like, all right, great, let's do this. So and so really how the question is more about like, let's say that, you are an American or a Canadian or a European and you find, a same-sex partner, another, person out there that you love and you want to get married to. And eventually, hopefully, if once you get married, you'll get residency through them, But anyways, some people have asked me, well, Jose, I know your story and how you got yours and how you did yours, but can I do that with, Pedro? Can I do that with Juan, that I met, while I was salsa dancing and, yada, yada, yada. And all that. And so that's what today's video is all about. We're just answering this question. Now, believe it or not, it actually took me a little bit of research to answer this question. But anyways, shout out again to Tim and Jim. They met in a Target, many, many, many moons ago. And, that's the one thing that they say that they don't like about living out here in Merida is that there are no Targets because they used to, they miss Target stores. Now, I do know that they do have Target in other parts of Mexico, but not in Merida. Not yet. I hope we do get a Target as well. Great store. I like the... Well, I like the whatchamacallit, the little the dog. Do they still have that dog? Anyways, whatever. All right. Shout out to everyone out there. Okay. So like I said, I did some research on this, and I asked a lot of people out there, a lot of lawyers, all kinds of answers. Some people said yes, some people said no. Gay marriage, or same-sex marriage is recognized in Mexico. It has been recognized even longer than it has in the USA. They're a lot more inclusive than you would think, and so on and so forth. When it comes to all that. So, a long time ago, it was already legal and all this other stuff, but still the question remained, will I be able to get some sort of residency if I marry my, significant Mexican other? And like I said, I kept getting yeses and nos. I kept getting sometimes in this place, sometimes in that place, and so on and so forth. And so the reality was that I just kept getting a mixed bag of answers. And I was already, kind of giving up, and I was going to, come on live today and just kind of say, well, it depends on the place. Some place yes, some place no. And I still think that is going to hold true because it is Mexico after all. And for anyone that knows Mexico or, watches this channel long enough, that every single place is different. They each interpret laws and this and that, very differently. At the end of the day, there is a very kind of strict rules. What is a sorry. There's a thing called a constitution. That's what I meant to say. There's a thing called a Mexican constitution, which is basically the rule of the land. All these other laws are kind of arbitrary. But again, if there's a municipality, there's a state, an area, of Mexico that doesn't recognize a law or recognize, certain things that the government might say yay or nay to, well, they don't have to comply. So, there's that. Okay, so just FYI. All right, so with that being said, like I was saying, I was going to be yes or no, but I did find something online here. I'm going to share it with you guys. This website out there. And, it's kind of like a law website, Mexican law website. And they went a little bit more in depth about the subject. And not just that subject, but immigration as a whole. So I said, you know what? Let me just read it out loud here real quick, and we'll go through that. And here we go. All right, so let me just read it. And I want to make sure that this is the right one? I think it was. Okay. Okay, here we go. The Mexican immigration laws consider as irregular a foreign person that is present in Mexican territory without a visa or FMM, multiple migratoria form. So again, multiple migration forms. So again, remember what we talked about in the last question that we answered, okay? The one that we answered earlier, about, do I need a visa to enter Mexico and the FMM and all that stuff. So if your FMM expires, the 180 days expires, again, all that means under Mexican law, under Mexico, right here it says you are, again, if your 180-day visa, FMM, whatever, expires, or you just crossed into Mexico without ever getting one, or checking in with the immigration people, then you are considered irregular. Okay, so Mexican immigration laws consider as irregular a foreign person that is present in the Mexican territory without a visa or FMM form, or has an expired FMM. As foreign visitors crossing the border from the U.S. Can visit Mexico for up to 7 days without a visa, provided that such foreign visitors are coming from the U.S. and are legally admitted into the country, such as U.S. citizens, U.S. permanent residents, U.S. visitor visa, and Schengen visa holders. Anyways, in other words, any person that can legally enter the U.S. can also visit Mexico for a short period of time without the need to apply for a Mexican visa. If you are irregular in Mexico, you can apply to change your immigration status to that of a lawful resident, either for humanitarian reasons or family urinification. Again, you have family in Mexico, so you fall under the family structure. This process is called regularization. Sorry, my English is not so good sometimes. Generally, oh, geez. Hold on. I gotta. Bruh. Generally, I don't know why I can't speak English today. Geez, generally, any foreign person out of status might qualify for regularization based on a marriage to a Mexican resident or resident spouse. Same-sex marriages also apply. By the way, in my case, I had to, get my tourist visa or FMM regular. The only way that I could have gotten married, legally, is that I had to, again, I had to get a new visa because my visa had expired. So when I was going to get married, my FMM, my 180 days expired, and I needed a new 180 days. So I had to leave and come back, and then that's it. I was able to get married. But long story short, I know I bored you with all that, and I apologize. Not really. But anyways, but from what it says here, okay? Any foreign person out of status might qualify for regularization based on a marriage to a Mexican resident or resident spouse. And again, might meaning that if your visa is expired, you might, all right? But most of the time, you got to get your visa, again, renewed. You got to go on a visa run. But long story short, it says, you can get residency through same-sex marriages. They also apply. So it doesn't matter. It seems that same-sex marriage under law, under the Constitution, okay, it is looked on the same as any other marriage. So long story short, yes, you should be able to legally, okay, get married, okay, to your loved one, all right, no matter what the sex is, and you should be able to get residency through them. So again, same thing. Again, you are marrying a Mexican national, and because of that, getting residency. But again, if you continue reading this thing here, which maybe you have already, as I'm talking here, long story short, it says that, it's a little bit more, whatchamacallit, like informational. It has a lot more information there. Here, let's just keep reading it. Might as well. We're already doing here. So if every other year the federal government issues an immigration decree called Programa Temporal de Regulación, allowing allowing irregular foreigners in Mexico to apply for regularization based on their continuous physical presence in the country for a certain years. So again, this is part of, I think, the same program that we're going to be talking about with the lawyer next week. Where at the end of the day, where I keep telling you guys, at the end of the day, sometimes honestly, all you really got to do is just kind of like live here long enough and you qualify. And a lot of times, you should be able to qualify even if your tourist visa, the original visa you came in on, expired. Worst case scenario, in order for you to just get your temporary visa, you might just be told, hey, you need to leave and enter the country one more time, or maybe 2 more times, and then boom, you'll get your residency. Now, again, when these programs are put in place, the one that I just mentioned there, it's going from that moment forward. So really, what do I mean? It only works for people that have already been here. So like, let's just say that right now, they just renewed the program. If you're coming in January of 2024, no, you're not going to be able to, fall under that program because it's from the past. You got to wait until they pass it again, another program. Okay. So let me see. All right. So just, FYI, what I mean? This is one of there's many ways in which one can get residency. All right. But that's it anyways. And let's see. Okay. So yeah, you should check if the program's available. Okay. But anyways, it says that, what was this? Oh yeah. Okay, so I'm going to read it again. Allowing irregular foreigners in Mexico to apply for regularization based on their continuous physical presence in the country for certain years, regardless if they have a Mexican or resident spouse or children born in Mexico. It doesn't matter, If you're just by yourself, you can get it, okay? You should, okay, but anyways, and then you should check and blah, 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 okay. And then talking about work visas and other stuff. And again, you can read this on your own if you're interested, but which is right there on the screen. So go ahead and knock yourself out. But long story short, shout out to Henry out there with the $1.99 super chat. Thank you very much, Henry. Which is gracias. Thank you. All right. JD Vision says, I am not gay, but do you know anyone out there that can pretend to be gay so you can get residency? Hey, man, that's up to you, bro. You know what I mean? Whether you want to pretend or not. You know what I mean? You go out there. I mean, see, the thing is that, honestly, if you're going to go out of your way to pay someone, right, to get residency, why don't you just get a girl? Why get a guy? You trying to tell us something, man? You trying to tell us something, JD? It's okay, man. We're all family here. We will accept you, and we love you. It's all inclusive. Don't worry about it. Anyways. So, let me see. Okay, I think Melly says, can I share the site? I already did. I shared it above. Here, I'll post it again. Oh, that's something else. Yeah, sorry, I'm just reading the comments there. Hold on, let me post it again in the chat for anyone out there that wants to check out this site. Okay, but long story short, I think that what I was saying from the beginning, it's going to vary, okay, really depending on the state. There's many states in Mexico, just like the U.S. Some states are very conservative. Some states are very liberal, free, and open. So again, just like in the USA, like gay marriage in California, not a big deal. Gay marriage in Mississippi, probably a big deal. Even if it's legal or not legal, whatever. Same thing out here. So again, don't be trying to do the gay marriage thing in a state in Mexico, which is extremely conservative and religious and forcing your way into that. No. Just go to Mexico City or go to like anywhere else that's very liberal and very open and accepting of something like this, and they'll have no problem, being able to do not just get married, but also get your paperwork, if that's what you're looking into and looking for. But JD says, do you have to go through a test to prove you're gay? No, dude, you do. But it's kind of like arbitrary. You passed, okay? So don't worry about it. You passed the test, okay? You don't have to worry. You pass with flying colors, In fact, you could say you pass with rainbow colors, all right? So, bruh. It's okay, man. It's okay. So anyways, again, this is a short question. You know, again, we have a few short questions today. You know, 3 short questions, you know, this week. You know, but shout out again to Tim and Jim for asking me this question. For anyone out there in the audience, you know, by the way, if there's anything in the chat, you know, if you guys want to ask me any more questions regarding this, let me know. But, you know, we'll talk about it more because look, next week, okay, on Thursday night, next week, I'm going to have José Novelo on again, and he's going to be talking mostly immigration. And again, you know, I asked him, and he told me, oh, it depends, probably not here in this state because of the conservativeness, but probably in another state. And then, you know, we read this online, which is, you know, another Mexican law firm in some other part of Mexico, and they said yes. So, you know, there you go. With that being said, if you want to find out how you can ask me a question, please, all you got to do is just go to my website, click on right here, personalized consultations, all right? By the way, you can check out by the way, before I even go through the consultations, you guys should go, okay, just right on my homepage, okay? That's the page I want to show you. But anyway, right on my homepage right here, free resource. See the button? Look, clunk, clunk. Okay, click on there. Free resources for living in Mexico. I'm constantly updating it. I'm going to be updating it a little more. But anyways, videos and, you know, links, okay, on, you know, all kinds of useful information on how to rent a home, what you need to know to rent a home. You know, the last thing I did with José Novelo, I'm probably going to be replacing this video with the one we're going to be doing next week. You know, get an apostle, personal assistant, a veterinarian. By the way, if you're in this area in Merida and you need a veterinarian, eye doctor, dentist, what have you, you know what I mean? A real estate video agency, and other useful links, and more to come. But anyways, check out my website. But like I was saying, if you want to find out how you can ask me a question, all right, for one of these Thursdays, again, every single Thursday I answer 3 questions, okay? This is question number 2. Anyways, click on the link that I provide in the chat. Click on the link, you know, that I provide in the description of the video and all that good stuff, and it'll take you straight to this site right here. All right, and on this site, that's going to be me explaining to you, telling you exactly what you need to do, and that's it. You ask me a question, we come to an agreement what the donation will be, and that's it. You know, donations will be anywhere from $10 to $50, depending on the severity or complexity of the question. You know, all the questions this week, very, very, you know, they were in the $10 to $15 range because they were very short and quick and easy to answer. So we already answered question number 1, which is, do I need a visa to travel to Mexico? We went into extreme detail there, and now we just finished answering this question, which is, you know, can I get a residency through same-sex marriage? And the answer is yes, probably, maybe, depending on the place, but most likely yes. Okay. What was I going to say? Again, please seek legal advice, okay? If you're going to be marrying your Juan or your, you know, Maria out there, okay? And again, if you want to know, if you want to see the other questions that I've answered in the past, just please feel free to check out, okay, the rest of the questions that I've answered here in the past, okay, for your viewing pleasures, okay? And so now, since we're done here and we got no more questions, okay, nothing else here, we're going to move on to question número 3. But question number 3 is not done here. No, we got to move on to another live stream. So the next question is, can I drive in Mexico with a foreign license? So we're going to be talking a little bit more in depth there, and I'll see you there. So looking forward to seeing you guys there. We already have Surfer, all right, you know, Frank Downey in there, all right, shout out to that guy. You know, and I'll see you guys there in a few minutes. We're going to get started real soon since we're ending here. Again, go to my YouTube page and just click on the next question, which is, can I drive in Mexico with a foreign license? And we're going to be answering that, talking about that. And that's it. You know, short answer today, short video today, you know, on this question and the previous question. And now we're going to move on to question number 3. So I'll see you guys in a few minutes. By the way, if you're watching this in the future, just click on all these other links that are popping up everywhere, or these videos, so you can see more. All right, how many times? How many times are you going to be watching videos today? You're going to be watching how many videos? Hold on. Where's this guy? There he is.
100 times?
More.
200 times?
More.
500 times?
Probably.